No, I got some
Mick's
for you,
here, by
Mick.
the way.
I got something for you, Mick. Don't worry.
Oh shit!
This fucking
I've
guy's
told
here
Mick this
again.
plenty
Chris
of
is
times
back.
behind the
Why are you
scenes.
still here?
I told Chris, Chris. I told Mick this a lot behind the scenes, a whole lot, a lot lately. He wasn't supposed to be white. So what had happened was at birth, his parents colonized his seed. So that's why he is the color he is. He was either supposed to be some sort of Spanish or black. He grew up in Little Puerto Rico, and him and Chris argue like amigos, or how do you say brother in Spanish?
East Harlem?
Hermano?
You have somehow
Hey,
worked
I don't
other
know.
people into this thing where you're building me up.
No. But I'm just telling you how you guys relate and bounce off each other. Why it all makes sense. Jersey,
His father was a trumpeter for the Fania All-Stars back in the 70s.
that's true. That too. And I mean, we have Godzilla. We gotta get him a onesie, and we have Puerto Rican King Kong up top. We gotta get him a onesie too.
I'm not ordering any onesies for size 6'8" because they all come from China, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I can't afford it right now.
That's true.
Yes.
All right, we'll have to figure out something else.
They
All
do.
those
My
people that
Snorlax
rely
onesie came
on
from China.
onesies
It was,
to
and I
get
still
through the
love
night.
that thing.
But yes, we're all here. And Grandizer and Wilkes.
Is that all I got? I'm close friends with Chris. You didn't even say like, "Hey, he's got the Scene Snobs. He knows about
Because you
movies
keep
a
cutting
little
me
bit
off.
too.
You keep cutting me off.
Jordan knows about movies. He's been on.
He's
He's
made some movies, you know.
Listen. Okay. He has made some movies.
Grandizer has given me a bigger introduction than you.
He did actually. It's true.
All right, you see
Son of a
this?
gun.
Now I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something for me.
Thank you, Grandizer.
You don't want your pity.
I don't want
Clearing
your-
this
yeah, I don't want-
through.
no.
He's getting it anyways. You see?
I want to
You
talk
see?
about Wicked City.
You see, this is how this is you know, you try to be nice to New Jersey, and this is how they act.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know?
Well, before we start talking about Wicked City, I just wanted to say to the gentleman below me and the gentleman up here, and also everybody else, but
Don't compare me
you
to
guys,
him.
you guys have been mentors and allowed me to open up in a lot of ways I have not been able to open up before. So I want to thank you both for allowing me to actually be able to deep dive these things and share the useless crap that's between my ears.
No, it's not useless.
I'm gonna die on the operating table next week. And thank you, Trevor, for giving me something to think about and remember. Something sweet, like Sturdy gave to 3 other people in the family.
You didn't let me finish, man. But we'll see what happens. But because of Trevor, boom. Now I'm Sturdy the mentor. I'm gonna fuck what anybody says now. That's stamped. You see that?
Yeah,
Sturdy the mentor. That is stamped. You hear me? That is stamped.
He said we were mentors, and I somehow am listening to him say Sturdy the mentor.
Why you could be Mick the mentor? I didn't say you couldn't. I'm just stamping it. Listen.
Oh,
When the professor says you're a mentor, that's something you should be proud of.
That is
That's
true.
something you should be proud of.
That I'm not laughing at.
You see?
Your trivial ways of introducing me, I will.
We'll work on that, Mick. We'll work on that.
See how they gang up on you. Yeah. It's messed
Notice
up.
how I'm staying quiet because I
Chris
just got
hasn't shut
back
up
and
the
I'm
entire
usually
time
the one
about me.
I'm usually the one they gang up on, so I'm staying quiet now.
You can't tell, but on TikTok right now, he's doing sign language about how fuck Mick.
They're not gang signs, folks.
Oh shit!
And this is how we show each other love, people. If we didn't talk to each other like this, we would think there was something going on. To be honest with you, we'd like, why is he being so? All week, Mick just said good morning. Asked me how I was doing all week. That's it. No jokes. No. What the fuck is going on, Mick?
Oh no, dude! Listen. I have been on plenty of shows as a guest where it went south fast, and ganging up definitely happened. But that is not what I feel here for sure.
That was because we weren't there to just fire off just because you know how the fuck.
Well, I mean, I know if you were there, you'd fire off about everybody.
You don't think this one over here would?
No,
You don't
Chris
think
would defend me?
If he's seen that you were getting annoyed,
you'd be like,
Chris
you think Mick is annoying? Oh my god! Let me tell you about this other guy I know who's way better at being annoying than Mick.
Oh shit!
Hey, Mick is a lot easier to edit.
That's true.
All right, fair. I'll take it.
It's true.
It's a compliment. At least I got one finally from Chris.
Hey, listen. He'll say something fucked up to you in a little while. Don't worry.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Before a little,
before
more of our randomness, the movie that we are reviewing this week is Boom.
Anime.
Nice.
Can I ask a question about what you're doing with the anime?
What are you talking about? I'm reviewing it.
I know what.
I mean, you asked.
I didn't ask a question. I said, can I ask a question about?
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me just do this. Wicked City. It came out in 1987, and look at Sturdy. Look at Sturdy, the mentor. That is just awesome. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate that.
No problem. No problem.
I really do.
I don't have a big enough head. I do, but listen, I appreciate the kind words, but I'm not going to call myself Mick the mentor. Actually,
you don't have to. What about Mick the mentalist?
I'm not really a mentalist. I just know when people are bullshitting.
Mick the demented?
That's probably more likely.
There you go. Mick the demented mentor.
Mick the lie detector Manhattan.
Mick the dick.
I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to say it.
But you're missing a word. It's supposed to be Mick the small dick.
No, but that's too bad.
Good night, everybody.
No,
I just gave you like 2,000 likes on TikTok, and I hate you for it.
That's what they call love, people.
Damn, Granddad just said even the subs was messing with Mick. It said unsub to Mick's channel on the prices were on.
Even Granddad's getting in on the jokes. I love it.
Listen,
I love it.
I am so sorry, but this does feel familiar to how family treats people. So,
I mean,
but we actually like each other.
Mikey Poo.
I am a true believer that family is no longer defined by blood.
Oh,
well, I was too until Sturdy started trash talking me today.
That just shows you, I can't hug you, so I got to talk shit about you because you're so far away.
Listen, I'm gonna escape. I'm gonna escape one day up to Vermont.
1987, and I would love Trevor.
I want to say something. I want to say something really quick about this movie. It gave me Men in Black vibes.
Right on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
Trevor, that beautiful deep dive that you do for this, because this was not only because this was your pick, but you were excited about this. And then what I got to mention this in our group chat. I'm not gonna tell you everything we say because we say a lot of shit on here that we won't say it on here. But one thing he did say, he was like, I forgot how fucked up this movie was. I just started laughing.
Yeah.
So yes, you're gonna get some fucked up shit from the professor at times, but he's gonna find a way.
It kind of goes in a line because the really crazy stuff comes at the end. But there's also a live action version of the novel called Wicked City from 92. That's insane. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Now this is the source material for this. Wicked City is by the same manga novelist Hideyuki Kikuchi, who did Vampire Hunter D.
Oh,
and the director for this, Oshiki Kawajiri, will go on to direct Vampire Hunter D 2, but also the Animatrix and Ninja Scroll. So this has got like a powerhouse group of people working on it. I loved Vampire Hunter D and everything, but this one spoke a lot more to me in the fact that, okay, yes, this is something with Kokichi's work. It seems to be very Western centric because you feel noir. The color palette for this film is very reminiscent of early 80s Argento. The buddy movie is referenced. You got to remember that the novel only came out like a couple years before this movie. And one of the big things that I can definitely say is an influence on this versus the tentacle sex films is 1982 John Carpenter's The Thing. Huge influence on this film. It's only touched upon slightly as far as direct, but they're shapeshifters mostly. In the movie, there's more of a direct connection to them being shapeshifters. And unlike the traditional hentai, which if you're not familiar with hentai, that's basically anime that is as dirty as you want. But it usually features some element of tentacles in a very Cthulhu way in various orifices. This film is different. You do get a lot of sex, sadomasochism, very cringy, awkward situations, but it works well into actually telling a great story. As I said, I even, this is, it's a pretty, I mean, it's almost like reversed Mulder and Scully between Taki, who is an agent for a company, the Black Guard. And you said about Men in Black. So the Black Guard exist, but they exist in like a retail situation, and it's all hush hush. And what they do is they help with maintaining a peace treaty between the humans and the demons of the dark zone. The film basically follows the fact that you have this peace treaty coming up and they have to protect somebody. So you have a demon and a human working together. So yeah, Men in Black vibes, buddy movie vibes. But I also see where this, the animation in certain ways kind of reminds me of like a flashy Sin City. So
I can see that.
It's interesting you said that there was the same guy as Vampire Hunter D, because it almost felt like a completely different style of anime. So it was kind of really cool to now that you brought that to the light.
Yep.
And Trevor, Grandize, how did you find this movie and when did you first see it?
When I was in college, I saw a handful of animes that were popular at that time. And this is one of them. Perfect Blue, all these. But for this particular one, my first introduction was actually to the Hong Kong live action remake from the 1990s, which was a straight to video release produced by, he was a script doctored by the man Sui Hark, who was the director for Peking Opera Blues and Once Upon a Time in China. So I've always been like massive into the Hong Kong movement, tracking down those Tai Seng video cassettes. So that was my first introduction. And then when I heard there was an anime, I was like, I got to see this. And, I hadn't played with either of them since my college years or a little before. So it was really nice revisiting them.
Nice.
This is there's a lot of character in this film. Like the Giuseppe Maynard, who is you never know exactly what he is. He's kind of Yoda-ish. He's a flat out dirty old man. He's magical. You don't know, but he's the one that's supposed to be protected, which if you get to the end of the movie, you discover that actually it's all a big, flip-flop, that they had decided that for the demon world and the human world to actually coexist, they needed to find the proper DNA of a human and a demon. And the whole thing is based on that. But Giuseppe Maynard, now there's the guy who plays him, which if you heard the Japanese version, a very distinct voice. Ichiro Nagai. He was a Ninja Scroll, Dragon Ball, Detective Conan, Astro Boy, Studio Ghibli. This guy had when he was think he died a little bit ago, a couple years ago, 350 plus acting jobs. So if you watch the Japanese version of this, Giuseppe is really cool because you hear his voice in like almost every anime. So, and also it was really weird, this juxtaposition of Taki and Maike, who is the agent who is on the demon side, are very formal. There's a formality to everything, and they're protecting this little shit. But this little shit kind of is playing a role. I just had to point that out because I think that character brought just the right amount of comic relief.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, this is a first time watch for me, a Grandizer.
Yeah, same here.
Same here.
Same here, guy. Shit. This was definitely an interesting one for me. Like I said, fucking off camera, I was like, there was a lot of killing and fucking in this movie.
Well, this movie also. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say really, really quick before I forgot. We talked about what this movie possibly pulled influences from, but you gotta look at the year '87. And to me, I watched this, and one of the first things that popped in my mind, besides Men in Black, was Matrix. It feels, in my opinion, very Matrixy in a very early way.
I could see that partnership, the Matrix, the Trinity, Neo. Yeah, I could see that with the love interest and everything.
Yeah, how
I mean, it is
martial arts are fashioned in a way that even remind me. So yet again, I think it's probably. I mean, the Wachowskis, trust me, they were geeks. They definitely saw this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What were you saying, Mick?
No, I was just gonna say, watching this movie and seeing, like, I mean, it's basically just the hero's journey, but they do it in such a beautiful way, like in anime, like especially, like I'm not a big Matrix fan. I respect the first one for what it did, especially for visual effects at the time. But I do think that the Wachowskis have not done anything really worth of note after that, in my opinion. I've always stood on that, but like I definitely see where their influence could have come from something like this. And this was one that like took that hero's journey and really did a good job with it, and twisted it on its head a little bit with some of the themes in the movie too.
There's some really interesting themes. I really like the part of the film in which they, Taki and Makie finally discover that their union is the whole point of everything. And Giuseppe literally is like, oh, we just took a guess. Like, you guys could have really just hated each other and we would not have, it would be an utter mess and the demon radical fundamentalist would probably take over. We just took a chance on that. So thank you guys. I thought that was really, I got a kick out of that.
Oh, yeah, I got a kick out of this freaking movie.
And when it came down to the end of it, it was a film that solved a problem based on forbidden love. Now, as you said, Mick, narrative, boom. And that's hardcore, simple narrative, which simple is not a bad thing.
No, I honestly, I would argue that more movies need to use the simple storylines in those setups more and more. Like, you can argue all you want, but the first Star Wars is still widely what people love, and that's one of the most simple stories you can tell. It's literally like he did not. It's not like he diverged from it. Really, he read the book and was like, "I'm going to make this movie in space."
Make this movie in space.
So like I do think that more movies. I think that's a problem with writing screenplays today. Most of the writers that come out that are writing, and I'm not talking TV writers. There's a lot of different writers, and there's a lot of different methods and stuff that you use within. I'm talking about feature film writers who are writing original things. I see stuff like this from the past, or like Akira, or other, and I'm going with the anime theme on that, but it genuinely, they took simple format stories and made something so special by drawing out the characters, making them what's special, making the world building what's special. And I think that when you see a lot of writers today, they have so much they want to say. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not taking anything wrong with what people want to say. Sometimes it's not the right thing to say that thing in. Sometimes you got to kill your babies, which is an old writing term. Some people have heard. No. It just means you got to get rid of some of your favorite things if it's not working within the story. A lot of times I see that today, and more anime I'm watching today, I see that as well. It seems like it's more about like, here's the theme, this is what we have to say, rather than characterization, rather than world building. And it's kind of sad, honestly. I feel like it's sort of movies like this are sort of a lost art form. That's why when we even get to The Matrix and comparing it to that, like, to me, Men in Black is way more original than The Matrix. I think The Matrix, but also because the world building and the characters and that, you are connected to it. You like The Matrix because of the things within the filmmaking realm that make that important. But is the story really anything that special? Fun, enjoyable, and I can see why it's a lot of people's favorite movie.
Favorite, really?
Yeah, I can see like where some people, but like real, like, not like you, like film fans.
Okay, more of the more of. Well, no. Because what I'm taking by that, see how I'm going to flip this, as you're saying, maybe more so of like the fan of like how it's shot, this, that, and the third versus the actual movie and story and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
There are movies that I definitely appreciate more for its filmmaking than its story. Like,
I got to
The
say
Matrix
more
is one of those
output.
things. Yeah. Like, I do appreciate a great story, but I can watch. Like, listen, most of Marvel is just, at this point, just watching characters. Not even watching stories at this point.
Great stories. I showed my partner Guardians of the Galaxy last night.
Nice.
Okay.
Another
contrary
for nowadays, that's a simple story.
Very simple.
And this is thing like 87 when this Wicked City was released, you still had movies like Dead Ringers, Officer and a Gentleman, all that kind of stuff getting mass released and making money. Something happened that the idea of building films that are going to be released to large numbers of theaters that are about humans versus spectacle just kind of disappeared. And it's a shame, because I mean, you even see it in the rather risque anime that we are watching here from 87.
Yeah. And to answer Grandizer's question, no, I saw this fairly recently, and most of the anime in my life that I saw early on is like a handful of them. Akira, for sure. I watched Akira a lot when I was younger. I mean, it's just, but like, to me, that's a basic answer because it's like one of the best of all time. So like, most people are going to see that. I think if you're not a fan of anime but a fan of movies, you should still see it.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic. So I've seen Demon City, which I think but I saw that even like 5 years ago or so, during a watch party. So the same with this. Fist of the North Star I saw like early on. So like movies like this, like it's fun to actually get into them when I'm older.
Okay.
I think I have much more of an appreciation for the animation style, for the storytelling, for just Japanese style in general and culture. So, no problem.
I'm going to say this really quick because you know me. I got to derail the train a little bit. The scene that will be stuck in my head forever is when that girl was naked up on the wall and she fucking squirted.
Of course that is. Of course that's your scene.
Yeah. It caught me off guard. I was like,
she's
what
a
the fuck?
spider-like creature. Where do you want her to shoot it out of?
It made me laugh. I did not expect that coming. I said, holy shit.
The first scene had me fucked up. I was like, all right, cool. Dude's going home. Cool beans. We're going to learn some shit about him. He's a suave dude. He's kind of seems like he might be Bondish type. All right, cool. And then her snatch tried to eat him.
Yep. Before you could eat it. Eat it or be eaten.
It was just to get the DNA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was just
She was like, cream pie. That's all I wanted. I'm out.
Jesus.
there he goes. There he goes. But hey, listen, that's okay. It's okay.
Granddad, I feel like a lot of these movies, especially these animated ones, they came out exactly when they were supposed to. You know, acceptability with certain things in pop culture and stuff like that. This was starting to come to light. So I feel like everything happens for certain reasons, and this is one of those things that falls into place. Because without, you know, the genre starting, like we said, with things like this, early 80s, and then Akira, and then we get Dragon Ball, we get all these other things that, you know, we know for decades. It has to start somewhere, and something has to get pushed in and have a wow factor. And I think this is part of how it became such a big thing in our current culture.
Well, I had mentioned the last episode the fact that, you know, leading into the 90s, there are so many parallel, you know, forms of Japanese entertainment and Asian entertainment that are hitting us nonstop. You know, we're not just having an anime boom, we're having a Japanese horror boom and a Korean horror boom. And, you know, then like almost hitting like 1990, 1991, it was like the doors opened. And just... And it was, as I said, it was a great time to be alive, because for us, we got the first taste of a lot of stuff people just did not have access to. And that was really awesome, because Asian cinema, like all cinemas around the world, but Asian cinema has always had the most distinct character. Whether it be an intense drama or it be a film about a witch that eats babies out of people's vaginas. Either way, and yes, they're
I'll
both
watch it.
I was about to say,
yeah.
hang on. Before we go any further, what is this movie called about witches eating babies out of
Queen of Black Magic with Susanna from Indonesia. Circa probably about 82 or so.
Right, this wasn't a joke.
In this film, so Susanna, who's a very famous actress, specifically in horror films in Indonesia, she's a witch, and her head comes off, and it flies, but it flies with all of her organs, and then it flies through a house. I think it's called a paksnang, I think. Flies through a house and goes and leaves the baby.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
And that's just one fun thing that you'll find in Indonesian horror cinema.
Jesus.
So yeah, the 90s were great because, you know, this stuff got out, and The Ring got out, and Tommy got out. But that meant the next level of collectordom and fandom, the what can we get from underneath the table generation, was the 90s too.
Yeah.
So that's when we like Tetsuo and all that kind of stuff. It became like super cult. So,
it's funny you kind of mentioned that in like Indonesia and how like babies in horror movies, like kids or baby movies. That's actually a much more common practice in foreign horror. Is to not put them in danger, but that's straight up like you are the victims. Going at, and I think the reason it's been so interesting, because like in America it's very taboo. Like if you kill a baby or a child, you almost never expect it in an American horror movie, because you're like, they're never going to do it. So when they do it, it's almost never on screen. So it's still like there's a predictability factor there, but it's so like it's a little much extreme when I like say Serbian film or things like that, and things, that are really dark. But because these other countries, infantile death and children's deaths are like a part of their normal everyday, it's crazy to see the disparity versus American films, and like you have to take like it is. I would love to talk to people from certain countries where you have certain movies that are like that. I can think of a handful, and talk to people from those countries who maybe have seen them, horror fans, and be like, is this like something like, I realize this scene may not be normal, but is this something that really comes into like when you watch it, like when we see a child in a horror movie here in America to get like offed, let's say, because I don't want to get in trouble on any of the things, but get off to, let's say, it's jarring. And now I understand kids in general are jarring for everybody, but I wonder, like, what's the disparity, especially in like Japan or things like this, because anime takes it pretty far.
I got something to say about that though. Like, if it fits with the story well, I enjoy it. I prefer.
Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I would love to see what you're going into. Like, talk to people about that.
I'm wondering if that's. I wonder if that's part of it because it tells the story better. You know what I mean? In a sense, if it fits with the story and it makes sense with the story, it kind of tells the story better, and it kind of, I mean, adding it onto the horror element of it when it's not even a child being going away, so to speak, but being a part of the scare. Because it's with that and it's with the elderly. I feel like they do it the best. Foreign countries, I'll say Asians do it the best because they make it the creepiest. Here, it's not scary. Over there, it's creepier, and I mean, you get the whole thought of how innocent a child is, or how innocent the elderly is, or how they seem, how they're portrayed all the time and everything. And I mean, shit, for the most part in real life, even old people can be fuckers.
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I think it also has to do with different places in the world. They have different beliefs and understandings, different mythologies and stuff like that, different ways of teaching lessons. You know what I mean? So some of these may be part of tales that are like passed down and they're illustrating them and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like
that could be it too.
La Llorona, right? Like the crying lady. That's old Mexican or South American, right? You know, we have things like Boogeyman or Candyman, Bloody Mary, stuff like that. So sometimes that correlates to it as well. It's just different, I guess, social climates and their understandings and beliefs as well.
Wait, is that an answer to me?
No. I'm saying.
I was thinking.
No, yeah. No, like we were just saying how there's different things that they show, like the baby situation that we were talking about. I was saying that I think some of that comes from just different beliefs and how they teach different lessons or tell different stories that also could be passed down. You know what I mean? Type deal.
Well, I was more like referring to like when we talked to we've talked about this before, like even in American films, like white films versus black films versus Latino films, like there's very much. Honestly, when it comes to white films, it's just there's more fucking whimsy and magic. But anyway, whereas there's a realism in other films. That's why I think I was trying to draw on when it comes to other countries and seeing that this is something that kind of comes in there. Is if that's sort of like such a reality every day. Because every day, look at just year alone, every day we're looking at things that change our views. You know, and you know that we've never seen. It seems like very un-American in a lot of ways, but. So, like, when I think about other countries, I think about it from the viewer's perspective from that country. Is this realistic? Like, if it wasn't in there, would that be considered more?
The whole is art imitating reality. Yeah, I got you.
So sort of like it was just a wonder I had, you know, and I'd have to pull up some movies.
I think I actually have kind of an answer for you. Especially if you look at countries that are predominantly Catholic. I think it just comes down to an element of semiotics and how comfortable society is with understanding that a child is the ultimate symbol for good, innocence, the opposite of evil. And I can just go down a couple movies. Don't Torture a Duckling by Lucio Fulci. That was Italy. Come and See, which is a war film from, I think, Poland.
Probably the best.
And then you go to Latin America and you have How Can You Kill a Child? But in this take of Japanese films, a lot of the violence and a lot of the absurdity comes with a lot of reference to trauma from Hiroshima, Nagasaki, the occupation. So I think you see that more because it is a direct symbol. And I don't think the United States likes symbols. It makes them uncomfortable.
Well, I highly disagree with that statement. I think,
which one?
If anything, the United States loves symbols.
Everything's
but they get them totally wrong. That's
it's a different. But I think there's like to kind of contest you a little bit on your point with that just a bit is like even with the Japanese. Well, yes, most of them are going to be about that. But if you think about it, even only like I think, and I'm only going off of maybe about 2007, 2008 numbers, 45% of the country by that point had been born after those events, after World War II and those events of the bombs being dropped. So like they were. There was a great documentary. I think it was a White Lightning, Black Rain. If you ever get a chance to watch it, you should. It's about the bombings in, but from the Japanese perspective.
Right.
And they say in that a majority of the population at that point didn't know. They don't know anything about them. So it's be interesting even more so getting like almost 20 years removed from that, from those stat stands where we're at now. And like, especially in Japan with something like that, like what does that look like? You know, like, do these filmmakers, these young filmmakers that are stepping up now and things like that, do they draw from things like in World War II? Like, or is it something completely different? Because there's been plenty to go on, especially with 2012. Like, you have the fallout from the nuclear power center, you know, and stuff like that. So like, I'd be interested to see like what they are drawing on. I need to get more into more contemporary Japanese films to kind of like analyze them a bit more. But to kind of contest a little bit with that is, I think that's sort of what it is, though. That's where I'm coming from. Like, Come and See, that's a great example. Come and See is a one and done. I don't think I'll ever watch that movie again. It's the most horrific horror movie I've ever seen, and it's not meant to be a horror movie. It's a war movie. It really is. And anybody who is a film fan and doesn't mind it, watch it. It's worth that. But like, watching things like this where, yes, there's heavy symbolism in these different countries, especially, and I like that you pointed out Catholic, because especially in Europe, that was such a dominant factor, especially back then. You know, what was the movie about the Vichy? Army of Darkness. Army of Shadows.
Army of Shadows, yes.
You know, like another one that had like this very dark, it's about the war, it's about the Vichy, French resistance. But there's a lot of themes in there that you wouldn't see show up in American war films. Come and See, another one you wouldn't see show up in horror movies or come in war films. They go too far. Like, our idea when we think about the Holocaust, or we think about, and I'm using this as an example, but if you, Soviet anti-war film, it's a fantastic film. You should definitely check it out. Is like Schindler's List, which is a deep movie. But for America, you Come and See is not, it's not a Holocaust film, of course, but it's set in the same time from the Russian perspective. It drives it home more. And there are other Holocaust films, I will say, like, you know, if you were so inclined to watch and learn, that are fantastic for that. But we get like Schindler's List, or we get Saving Private Ryan, or we get these, it has to be steeped or just even submerged into like this hero-dom. We can't have dark times that end dark. We can have tragic movies, we can have comedy, like, but in America, it's not the same. That's why, like, I would love to get the perspective more from other countries' audiences. And like, what do you think versus American films, which are crammed down every country's throats?
Oh, that would be so fun.
Versus your own. And like, what do you see? Like, why do you think movies in Poland tend to be darker in theme?
That's something that'd be fun to be a part of, Mick. Like, if there was a way we can organize something like that with people from other countries, and we're watching their films and kind of, like you're saying, getting their perspectives of it and why certain things are why
I would prefer just talk to audience members instead of filmmakers.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, say if it's other
because
fans like us, other fans like us,
honestly,
a conversation like this, like over a podcast, would be dope. That'd be fucking phenomenal.
But that's always been like my stance on it, is like, when you, and again, I'm not putting down American films. I love American films, but there is a fucking whimsy to them. There's a big difference between like Stand By Me and Boys in the Hood. But there's not a big difference in the themes of the movie. There's not a big difference in the idea of the coming of age films for these teenagers. There's so many themes that are so parallel to each other and fantastic in what they are. But one is way more realistic than the other.
And I mean, in a sense, is it a bad thing? And hear me out.
No,
because I mean, you can almost look at it like Stand By Me is like the one you show, and I'm not even talking race or anything. I'm just saying like the one you maybe show at a younger age. And then Boys in the Hood, maybe like a little more mature version of it. Different type of style, of course, with, you know, the LA thing and the difference in the stories, but still still kind of the similar thing like you're saying, but it's like one's more of an advanced version. It's like, okay, you can watch this when you're about 10 to 12 years old. This one you want to wait till you're about 16. Depending on your household and your you know how you're raised and stuff, but maybe
do not watch Come and See until you have a 401k. You have to be an adult to watch Come and See.
At least.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
That is a movie that will stick with you forever. And there's a lot of them, but that's one that's so deeply rooted in. Even like when they tried to make, and I'm sorry, kind of going off on a tangent here, but like in 1917, which in most recent years is a pretty dark World War I film, right?
Mm-hmm.
And World War I, not putting down any war, all wars are dark. World War I was dark.
Mm-hmm.
There was some dark shit that went down in that. So watching 1917 and being like, man, this has some really dark themes. It's still an American film, and it's like you are not a foreign war film. Let me tell you, we get Great Escape, which I love. And they're like, but then you get Army of Shadows, which is
amazing.
By and large, it's a brilliant.
That was Melville, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think it was Jean-Pierre Melville.
Maybe I don't remember.
I forget, but it's a phenomenal film.
I don't remember who directed it. I don't. Yeah, it was just a fantastic film.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's great.
And when I first watched it, just to say, even like when I first watched it, I got a little bored by it. I was young. I would say I was like 23 or 24 or something like that. And I didn't appreciate it, but then I watched it later on in my 30s, and I was like, "This is a brilliant film. It really is."
Grandize, I greatly appreciate that comment.
You all get together.
When you all get together, it's
thank you.
Movie, TV, and entertainment.
Make sure you join up tomorrow and hang out with the Scene Snobs. He didn't tell you where I was from earlier because I
didn't say where anybody was from. I was just
street urchin on the street. Mick.
What's good, Fly Tie? What's good, bro? How's it going? One of the dopest. Actually, he's the dopest that I know. What the fuck do you call it? Cosplayers that I know.
Nice.
Awesome.
Appreciate you popping in here. Another person from the damn city. You guys are just showing up strong today.
All Quiet on the Western Front. Yes. That 30s version is still probably the best war movie of all time.
Was that pre-code?
Yeah, 1930 exactly. Or no, it was 28 or 30. It's gonna drive me crazy. It might be 1930.
Pre-code. Yeah.
Fly Tie, let's work. If you're still here, we gotta do something. I know we've been talking lately. We'll link up soon, bro.
Oh, also, Mick, before I forget,
29.
Remind me. You mentioned World War I. I forget the name of the author, but about 2 years ago, a book came out that's amazing called The Wasteland, which looks at how World War I affected the genre of horror around Europe. So
I'm still taking it as a compliment.
I'll send you information about that because it is an awesome book about what you were just talking about.
I will check that out. Thank you.
Still gonna take it as a compliment, man. Still taking it as a compliment. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shoot me a message. Text me, bro. Text me because I know we want to do this live thing, and I actually got a couple of people that are probably on here that'd be interested in some shit, especially someone with a lot of energy. Worst damn. Worst damn.
Definitely not me.
Worst damn and Scene Snobs would definitely be interested, possibly having a cosplayer on there. He does some dope shit. Some dope shit, and he'll do the like he was on. He came on here a couple years ago as Freddy.
Yeah,
right.
Get a huge.
I'm down.
Hell yeah. Hit me up, bro. I got
interviews. You got to come on and hang out.
Oh, he'll
I don't
come on
like
and hang
asking
out.
questions. You can promote whatever you want to promote.
No, he'll come on and hang out, talk movies,
talk the topics, and have a good time.
No, he'll be like dressed up in his gear, talking whatever you want, talking horror. It'll be a fun fucking.
I just
time.
don't. I'm over it. I'm like, you come on my show. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want the topics to be the focus, not the people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how we roll. He knows how we roll, but I'll make it happen.
Yeah, that's
Holla at you. Holla at me, bro. Holla at me.
I say that more for the other. I always get emails.
No.
Come on, talk about a movie. No, you can come on and talk about whatever movie I want to talk about this week.
And for me, if you want to listen, if you want me to interview you as far as like directors and all that shit, you have to have a movie out and you're gonna review the movie with us and be honest and answer some questions of why certain things happened in the movie or why certain shots were the way they were. Other than that, I'm not doing that shit anymore. Fuck it.
And then he'll shit on you as he builds up his 3 best friends.
It depends on how you are.
and he lets his janitor on for an hour just to talk.
My janitor?
Janitor Mick.
That's where I'm at.
We got to get you an overall.
And listen, he's saying this because I'm going to tell you what. If we were Scrubs characters, the janitor was a dope-ass, hilarious, memorable
Are you
character.
making me the janitor for real?
No, I'm not. But I'm saying, you're throwing this shit out here, so I'm throwing some positivity with it again.
I don't know if that was positivity.
It was.
That was... Who
would you be? Okay, all right. Who would you want to be in Scrubs, and who would you be in Scrubs? You can't do blackface. You can't be Turk.
All right. I would love to be like a JD, but I'm well aware that I'm like a Dr. Cox at this point. Maybe even a Kelso.
You would be good at either one of those characters. Because you're really good at being an asshole.
I'm not funny enough to be the janitor. Ken Jenkins is so funny.
Oh shit.
There's a lot of great roles on that. You know what? After next week, I'll be Brendan Fraser.
There's worse things to be.
No, you won't be.
He knows what I'm talking.
You know what? After that, you'll be the Tide.
That was still the best fucking episode of that show.
That guy right there. What, was Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
Why? Because you cried
at the end.
That was a deep episode. That was like
deep, and he doesn't know the whole time. He doesn't know.
Yeah, that like when I first saw it, I didn't know. I mean, obviously you don't know the way they sell it throughout the day, and then they bring you to the funeral. You're like, oh shit.
I want Brendan Fraser to be in horror movies more.
And that's something. If you've never seen that show Scrubs, you guys should go back and watch that because that's one of those shows. Yes, it's a comedy show, but they have a lot of deep episodes in there that they throw the medicine in with the candy, throwing the humor in with the deep stuff. But it works so freaking well.
I'm telling you, you and your wife need to watch Psych. If you like,
Scrubs,
you are going to be in love with Psych.
I'll try. I would watch it. It's her.
It's the best.
She hates
best friend group on TV.
She hates Scrubs.
He's a fake psychic that helps the police department.
Yeah, but tell me they're not the best friends on TV.
Yes, they are. They are actually. You're right.
Yep.
It's just it reminds you of JD and Turk. Yeah.
That even more so because they're like, oh my god, it's just perfect, and they're actual best friends in real life. That's the best part.
Yeah.
They both. It's funny. So it was Down Faison and what the hell's his name?
So that should tell you right there.
JD.
That's why those shows are so
Zach
good.
Braff.
Because everybody got along so well. And I'll tell you, having worked on sets, when you get along and everybody's humming and having a great time and like happy to be there, which is most sets.
Doing lines in the bathroom.
It's going. No, I can neither confirm nor deny that that's ever happened. It just never.
You were never a part of it.
But it wasn't most of the sets I'm thinking about at the moment. Those were very weird sets.
Disney on Ice has a whole different meaning, don't it?
I didn't work on Disney on Ice. I don't want Disney coming after me.
Damn.
I never said it. Had nothing to do with it.
Nope.
I love the princesses, the witches, all the shit you got there. The mouse is great.
If you can't take a joke, take some coke. That's your problem, not mine.
Damn.
We probably do, but we don't want to talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno.
It's the happiest place on earth.
We don't talk about Bruno as Disney's way of being like, we don't talk about those things.
Yeah.
We don't do it.
They do like the Air Force. They give everybody amphetamines.
I was trying to be quiet, and then I got on.
No. This isn't about being quiet. You don't come on a podcast to be quiet. That doesn't make any sense to me.
You do, and you have got nothing to add.
You just added a bunch. You gotta believe in yourself more, Mick. Do you believe in magic? You shouldn't.
You know what? That's a great movie, by the way, and everyone should watch that one.
What? Do you believe in magic?
Yeah. Wait, is it? Yeah. Do you believe in magic? Starring Bronson Pinchot, John Larroquette. They're detectives. They're a psychic detective agency too, but he is really psychic. And it took place in the 80s. I love that fucking movie. I've been watching it since I'm a kid, and I will continue to watch it. Do you believe in magic? It's great.
I was talking about
Pinchot.
Long ass hair, Jesus hair. This is like
you should grow your hair out like shoulder length.
I am. I'm trying to go for like the Keanu Reeves
length.
Not
longer.
There you go. It's real long. It's covering my ears now.
Nice.
So
instead of Wick is Mick.
Yeah, but I don't see
Get
him
this
fighting.
get this man a hamburger.
They just say a bunch of whimsical shit and a bunch of puns. They jump around and fighting.
What
Like
are we
John
watching
Wick.
next week?
What are we watching next week? You ask.
We didn't even get
Genre?
ratings.
Did you
Yeah,
put
I'm
mine
waiting for
on
ratings,
the
eh?
thing?
What?
Did you put the one I gave you on the thing?
Did you send me one?
Yeah, I sent you one the other day. Demon City.
Oh, send it in the group
Bro,
chat.
that was literally about to start after fucking this one when we were
Yep.
watching.
Have you seen
what?
Demon City, Trevor? The one it came out like a year after this, I think.
I don't believe I ever did. I'm
I
familiar
only
with
watched it a few years ago in a watch party, and it was good. I liked it.
Boom.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Wait
got
a minute.
demons and shit in it too. I mean,
Did they
literally.
do a live action like on Netflix or something?
No, they've used Demon City before. This one is like Demon City Shinjuku or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Jijoku is hell.
Okay.
So there you go.
And also,
that seems about
if
right.
anybody asks, the 2 television shows called The Wicked City have no connection to the source material, unfortunately.
Poor Grandizer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this
It's in
up.
Bali? No, I've never seen.
I never heard of that.
What's that?
Oh shit, it looks weird.
Mystics
I
in
like
Bali?
In Valley, 1981.
Yeah,
Vampire
a
Hunter
woman.
D. Bloodlust.
Oh sweet.
Nice.
A woman
Bloodlust.
researches a book that takes her to the the black magic cult of Leek in Bali. She meets an evil witch who promises to train her in the dark arts. I'm interested.
Search 30 the Magic Black. I'd put that up there, but I think it's a little bit too inappropriate during these times. Like I give a fuck. What's everybody's ratings for this? For Wicked City?
This is a good one.
Yeah,
You tell us who, what.
I'll go first,
James.
I guess. I really enjoyed it. A lot of surprises I did not expect. Thanks, Trevor. Should have gave a heads up. But I really thought at one point I was like, am I watching the wrong movie? Is this a hentai? It's like you're gonna go down. But it was fun. I liked it. It just brings me back how anime was when I first discovered it. That type of artwork and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this an 8. I really like this one.
Nice. I'm with you on that with the 8, James. I just like you just said. I love the art style of it. And one thing that we mentioned more so last week than this week is that anime actually has story. I love that it actually has a story to it, even if it's the simplicity of it. Even when I have the deeper stories, I love both of those. But just that it has a story, I love the visuals in it. I've always loved. I don't know if it's because of when I grew up, like back, the 80s style. Like I love it from back then on, even older on till like up until now. And it's a good time. It's definitely worth a watch too, and you can watch it right over on Pluto TV. Go ahead and watch it. It's on. I watched it on Prime earlier, but it's a really good time. So go check out Wicked City, people.
Yeah, I watched it on Pluto.
But who's next? Trevor, what about you, good sir?
I'm gonna go with an 8 too. I really like. I mean, I'm never been a huge anime fan, but going back to some of these films, yeah, they like. There's so much to love about Wicked City. And yeah, there are those Men in Black vibes. There are those Thing vibes. But it also just tells this amazing, intriguing story in which it's an animated film that you get the same vibes of a well-made buddy film that becomes a romance. Yeah, so I mean, of the genre, I mean, this is kind of like the key time here. In just a few years, you'd have Perfect Blue and Ghost in the Shell and all this kind of stuff. But no, it's awesome movie, and the remake I'd give a 5.5, but it's worth seeing because it is a mind.
Who's next? James went. Mick.
8.
And then Chris.
Oh.
Did you have anything to say with it? Are you good?
Listen, dude. You either want me talking or you don't want me talking. You tell me. What do you want? No, it was unexpected. It's not that it's like, again, I'm not a big anime guy. I'm trying to get more into it. Is the thing, especially with my son being into it. I really want to like connect with him on that front. So I can compare it to probably the best because I've seen most of those. Like I'm not Trevor. I'm not. I don't know who else do we know that knows anime.
I know anime.
I don't. Yes, there you go. Actually, yeah, because I heard James last week when I went to throw up say that Black Clover was really good. So I'm going to stick with him, that he is an authority as well, because I know Black Clover is good, because that was going to be my recommendation. But anyway, no, yeah, so I have nothing hugely to compare this to. I would compare it to that movie Demon City, in which I would say this is way more off the wall, but I dug it. I'm not big into certain things, certain elements that you see in that, but overall, a really good movie, a great animation.
Really dope animation. I agree with that 1,000,000,000%. What about you, Chris? What's your good rating on this one, good sir?
I'm in the minority of it, although it did have great animation. There are different things that were cool about it with the development. It was a little bit slower for me at certain paces or whatnot, so it kind of drug it away and kind of didn't really keep my attention as long as I would have liked. And there are certain things within some of the elements of it, like Mick said too, that's just like, okay. And, I wasn't expecting it to be, what did you call it, Trevor?
Proto hentai?
Proto hentai, which, okay, that's fine. But at the same time, I don't know. It just didn't really keep my attention. It was decent, but not something I would like highly recommend myself.
It was a surprise to me too, because I hadn't seen this for like 20 some 30 years, guy. So, I remembered it, but I didn't remember it as well as
yeah.
I think I even ended up texting Sturdy after the scene that opens the film, in which Taki is almost castrated by a kind of spider-esque woman with a toothed vagina, and I was like, Sturdy, you're in for a ride.
Yep.
Because I remembered liking it, but I was like, oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that this was a recommendation. But if you had said, "Hey guys, this is a recommendation. Do you know guess who gave it to us?" I would have been like, "Yeah, this is Trevor. This is Trevor recommendation. He's trying to get us to be like, what?
Yep.
And it's working.
Yeah, I love it. I'm having a blast with it. I'm having a fucking blast with it.
So yeah, mine is 6.5.
6.5?
Yep.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Like I said, still fair enough, worth a watch if you want to dive back into some of the early stages of anime. You know what to expect, and your opinion may be different than mine.
Yeah, it's definitely worth at least a one-time watch. I'll definitely say that. I had a really good time with it though. But I mean, yeah, see for yourself if you want to watch it again. Go check it out. Don't check it out. I say check it out. Ja Rule.
You say check everything out.
Well, my whole thing is I'll never tell you not to watch a movie because you might like it. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean you won't. Just because I hate it for certain movies or don't like it doesn't mean you'll feel the same way. You may love it. So I don't want to be I'm not a movie blocker.
I'm not a blocker.
I don't want to pee on you either, Mick.
You want to pee on me?
No,
I'm going to piss on you. Piss on you.
Pee, a little bit of poo.
Shit.
Ow. Aaron.
Covered head from your toes.
Yeah.
Head to your toes.
Are we doing the recommendation?
Yeah, does everybody have one?
I got one. I sent it to you.
Oh, another show or movie?
Show or movie.
Or movies. Like if this reminded you of something or whatever.
Not even just something that you just want people to check out or something you may be checking out soon.
So
anime wise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rob, you can pull mine up first if you want.
I just saved it to the thing, but
okay.
Let me grab it. Let me grab it.
It's not in the horror realm, but if you like cars, check out Initial D and check out Midnight Wing or Wing. What's it? Wing.
Well,
Wing.
this one right here is James's.
Yeah, so this is Blood C. So this Vampire Hunter D. It made me remind myself of this movie.
Nice.
It's a series, actually. It's an anime series.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of the movies from it. And this is basically a vampire. It's kind of like what the movies where we watched last week. Is the vampire situation.
Hunter? Yeah.
She is part vampire or demon, whatever the heck it is, and she's going around stopping her own kind in a way. So,
oh shit!
It's a lot of action, a lot of blood. Not no Trevor style.
Oh shit!
But
I got one.
I say check it out.
I asked my kid.
That's fair.
Because I was like, I don't want to just come up with something, but he said to try out Freerin.
Freerin. Yeah, it's about save the world. She's an elf, but not. Is she an elf? Maybe, but she lived for a long ass time now. She's training like a new witch, sorcerer.
Nice. I know it's not considered anime, but I did really.
I know what you mean. It's on the anime sites. That is.
Oh no, I don't mean that one. I think that one is, but I mean I was going to say Avatar: the Last Airbender.
Oh,
that's not considered anime.
I know. I thought that.
I really enjoyed that show, and Korra.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the
Legend of Korra.
Legend of Korra.
I got one right here. I just seen it's new on Max. I didn't start it yet, so it's like 2 I want to start on Max. I don't know which one I'm gonna start yet because. Well, I'm not going to tell you that part yet, but this right here.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. I'm watching this.
How is it?
Oh, yeah. My son was
no spoilers. Just how is it?
I'm not far in it. So far, it's good.
Okay. That's all I needed. But yeah, that's what I want to check out next.
And then I'm telling you, I've been screaming it from the rooftops for a week now. Solo leveling. Solo leveling.
My son hasn't started watching that. He's reading the manga, and he's
my god, it is so good,
so good, and it builds. There's a little bit of everything in it.
Nice.
Solo leveling, you said?
Solo leveling. There's I think 2 or 3 seasons and a movie or 2, but bro, it is
you can send that
so
to the group.
good.
That'd be awesome.
So
I'm not familiar with that.
Awesome as hell.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Even the story.
Yep.
It goes so well with it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Let me pull it up. I just found the cover. We'll have it together next week, guys. I promise.
And that one has. I mean, you could kind of say it's a little bit of horror-ish with monsters that it deals with and things, but it's more of this mystical. The goddamn thing turns into. It's almost like you're watching an RPG, like a JRPG game. Like it's fucking amazing.
It's the fucking fight scenes, the graphics, and everything's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Chris, what episode? You still on the first season?
Yeah, episode 8. I'm gonna start 9 as soon as we're done here in a little bit. I'm gonna watch an episode or 2 with the lady.
Oh, you gotta. See, I watched them all. You gotta. Bro, you think it's cool now?
The best part and the worst part about it is it's only 22 minutes per episode, and they go by so fast, and you just want to keep watching, and you're just like, every single episode, you're okay.
Yeah.
And listen, is it like what age range would you give that one?
For that one, I would probably say 13 to 18, maybe. There's a lot of blood. I haven't seen cursing in the captions or anything like that, but it's a lot of blood and fighting.
All right, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah,
interesting. But listen here, people. Make sure you check all these awesome gentlemen out. Make sure you go check out Worst Damn Gamer Ever. He has an awesome platform. He's back now. Turn your volume down, but turn your volume up because he's loud. He likes to party. But he has a lot of Puerto Rican energy. I don't know where it comes from, but he does this thing.
Puerto Rico.
So the sun, baby. The sun empowers. It gives us all. It gives us the energy.
There you go.
Viva la Borinquen.
That's it.
I don't even know what that means, but I believe him. And then, of course, you have the legend, the professor, who gave me and Mick the mentor moniker. So I'm really with that.
Gave what?
He's gonna ride this shit till 2030.
This isn't leaving for a while, for a long time. I mean,
and then we have Trevor, and then yada yada yada, and then it's gonna be like, and Mick. See you guys later.
Mick here. Check him out.
see you later.
This is why he gets it. He keeps cutting. I'm over here trying to talk about Trevor. He's cutting Trevor's, cutting Trevor off. I was about to speak on James. He's about to cut him off. Then he's gonna cut himself off again. He can't stop himself. Anyways, make sure you guys go check out the professor because you're gonna get educated no matter what. Even though you don't know you're getting educated, you're getting educated. Check out his playlist.
With that, did I thought I sent you a Legend of the Overfiend JPEG.
Let me double check. I think you did. I'm a little high, Trevor, so
that's okay.
Oh, this is the wrong damn chat.
Yeah, definitely high.
I'll bring it next week with your new one.
Okay.
With your next one.
Okay. And with that, I can leave by saying next week I bring tentacle porn.
Yes.
Here we go. Tentacle porn. James is excited. He can't wait.
Tapping tentacle porn.
Again, this is what you get from the professor. You're going to get some wild shit like that. He said it. He just came out and said, next week I'm bringing tentacle porn.
I'm going to walk this way with no pants.
Wow.
Great segue right to James, our wild card. We never know what he is going to fucking say at all. We think he gets all the crazy out before we hit live, but no, he doesn't. The good thing is for James, the instigator, a.k.a. Caucasian Chris, stories from the bar, is not here. So James is a little looser tonight. He may have slipped up more than, he's been behaving on Popcorn and Pints. We got to give him that. But he's our wild card.
You better stick around because it's my turn next.
Yeah, ever know what James is going to say, but he's here, and we love him. All right, guys.
no, really, the Scene Snobs. They're all.
Hang on.
Check them out.
I'm going to take a sip.
He left.
Yeah.
He did that himself. I did not do that. You guys see me reach down for my water so I can rehydrate myself before I speak on him. He better bring his ass back.
The fuck, Sturdy?
You see, they see me on camera. My hand's up here drinking water. That was all you.
Your hand was down at the bottom. You just let me in.
My mouse is right here.
Stop kicking me.
His stream deck was right next to his water bottle. He hit it with his pinky and grabbed the water bottle at the same time.
You see what?
Over there.
You
see this?
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch Mick Manhattan on the Scene Snobs Friday night at 8 p.m. And you can also go check out all of his shorts with his little clips of reviews and also fun information on different types of movies. And you can catch him ranting a little bit too. So if you're down for all of that, make sure you follow him as well on the Scene Snobs and join his Patreon as well.
Probably won't be any rants this week. Sturdy's not on the show.
And on top of that, this dude is awesome at what he does. He's really helped me and pushed me in ways I never thought people would or would even care to do. And he does help each and every one of us with that. You can ask Worst Damn. You can ask James just with setting up or just talking on the pod. You can ask Trevor, as you heard Trevor earlier, and anybody else who's creative with this, man, because it's a passion of his and he's great at it. And I'm going to tell you guys something else. Stop fucking copying him. If you can't do it, don't do it. Ask him for the help. Stop fucking copying of him. Stop copying his shit. Do it yourself or join the lab. Ask for help. And if you think it's about you, it's about you. And I may love you or fuck you. I don't care either way. Peace. Right here.
If you think it's about you, I guarantee I'm getting a message later.
Yeah.
Listen. If you think it's about you, that means you need to work on your shit. It means you need to work harder or show up when we're kicking it. That's all I'm going to say. With love, of course.
I love that he says this on the one day where I was like, I finally flounder. And I was like, you know what? I see my friends doing these type of thumbnails. I think I'm going to try something similar.
Listen, it's okay. It's okay if you finally try something similar. Everybody's been trying something similar. Oh no, it's just similar, Mick. It's
carbon copy is the problem, right? Carbon copy is the problem.
That is true.
Just simplifying your
nothing
thumbnail.
Wrong with drawing inspiration. Nothing wrong with taking something, spinning it, making your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when you do the carbon copy, or it's just like
Tarantino.
Right,
I mean,
boom, 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 boom. I'm just gonna change. All I'm gonna do is just change the letter of what I call my show. But I'm gonna do the same exact shit.
I was gonna say because you said Tarantino. I'm like, no, when it's a foreign film.
Listen,
okay.
He doesn't want you to be the Milli. Don't be the Milli Vanilli of the Scene Snobs. Be the sturdy. Be the sturdy. Sturdy the mentor.
Oh my god.
You know. Make sure you check out Horror with Sir Sturdy and Popcorn and Pints, of course. This is our last fucking week of Bond. Can you believe that? We're done with Bond after this Saturday.
Yep.
It's almost like it's exciting, but it's fucking sad. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little sad. Like shit, we're done with Bond. We're starting a whole new wheel, which you got to tune in this Saturday at 9:00 Eastern time to see what that wheel is. But it's gonna be a good fucking time. But no time to die. No time to die is what we're ending it off with on Bond. So I hope to see you all there. We hope to see you all there. Make sure you guys tune in and check that out. 9:00 Eastern time. And again, Horror starts starting at every Thursday, 8:00 Eastern time. Fridays, you can catch Mick Manhattan at 8. Worst Damn Gamer. Fortnite Fridays at 10. Sir Sturdy tomorrow at 9 or 10, whatever I feel like fucking starting. Phasmophobia. So it's going to be a busy Friday. You're going to have a lot of people to just go and tune into. Make sure it's one of us, nobody else. Fuck the rest. Peace.
I'll be watching my eyelids.